bird prey, that is. Our chemical predator inquires us, because you know we're going to Germany all week, to Europe, is BASF, which in addition to being the biggest chemical company in the world, and thus a great way to play the mini bull market in chemicals, one that's miniature only in comparison to the 6 wild bull markets. Here we go again, but they've been right. Agriculture, aerospace, infrastructure, machinery, minerals and mining, and oil service. In addition to those bull markets, the mini bull market in chemical stops at BASF, which also happens to be the next stop on Cramer's European vacation. BASF is a German chemical company located in scenic Ludwigshafen. And one of the reasons that Germany has the fastest growing economy in the developed world is a company like BASF. Chemical companies have become great takeover targets. First Huntsman recently, right? Now Lyondell. But don't expect BASF, which is a massive carnivore of a company, to get a bid. No. If you want to speculate on takeovers in the chemical industry, you're going to have to sit through the commercials, because I've got the next best one. I've got the next one, but that's okay. As we've relearned recently, stocks can move up enormous amounts for reasons other than takeovers. I know, it's shocking. Stocks can even go up just because they belong to good businesses with good earnings. Can you believe it? All right, that's what you're buying when you buy BASF. This stock has, in the last 12 months, already been through my 80 to 120 trajectory. Hey, by the way, have you seen some of those 80 to 120s in this run to Dow 14? I mean, come on. Come on, give me some love. Come on. Okay, all right, it's a cool medium. All right, I don't need the love. How about a little gratefulness? We'll go pretty far. All right, anyway. I haven't done any work on what happens to stocks that break through 120 in bull markets. But if the past is any indicator, they keep going higher and higher and higher. And BASF, the chemical giant, is one of those. After a pullback in June from 126 to 116, the stock has more than recovered. And I won't be surprised to see it hit $150. Do you know something? Even if it hits 150, it will still be cheaper on an earnings basis than DuPont. As long as chemicals remain in favor, BASF will not be denied. Buy. You know, BASF is one of the largest chemical company in the world. It's got a lot of rest of world exposure. But you might not be too familiar with the company. It's got a very low profile, even though they have tried to raise their profile. So let me give you a domestic analogy. It's like Dow Chemical, except it would be fair to say that Dow Chemical is a lot like BASF, which is in the top 3 in market share in 3/4 of its businesses. Because they're the Germans from Ludwigshafen, they're not that exposed to the sluggish U.S. economy. Not that Ben Bernanke could care, right? They only got 22% of sales and 12% of earnings before interest and taxes coming from North America. A true rower, if there was one. I know it's hard for many of you. I mean, obviously, all my viewership is in the United States. It's hard for you to understand we're the worst market for products. We're the worst market to sell things. We're the worst stock market. I have to say that over and over again, which is why I'm doing this whole thing to Europe. I'm going here because we stink. And you hear all day, you got the Bernanke talking and stuff. I mean, you would think that we're like a really strong economy. We're the worst. I like BASF because it's got nothing to do with the United States. Now, the big story behind BASF and the key reason I expect it to go higher, beyond the fact that the chemicals business is smoking, is that the company is becoming less cyclical, less determined by the other world's economies. What does it mean from your perspective? It means that its earnings are becoming more consistent. Wall Street always pays a bigger premium, meaning a higher multiple, price-to-earnings multiple, and therefore a higher price for earnings that are consistent, or if you don't understand the term consistent, earnings that allow you to sleep at night. BASF has been emphasizing its custom solutions business, a lot less cyclical, okay, proprietary. It's proprietary. Not everybody can do it. It's up 35%. It's up to 35% of sales, this kind of business, from 28 in 2005. They're reinventing themselves. The purely cyclical chemicals business, this kind of stuff, you know, the beaker stuff, now 39% of sales, down from 43% in 2005. I was going to drop this and let it smash, but even I, at a certain point, have to stop with the shenanigans. And BASF has been willing to divest its more cyclical businesses. They just got an offer for parts of their Styrenics business, boys. How boring is that, right? And I think they'll take the deal, which will make their earnings less cyclical and therefore, again, more consistent, so people will pay up. While BASF is a predator, we're all going to die. Whatever happened to Billy? He was so great. Most of these, whatever happened to Bill Duke? I mean, the whole crowd was good. What? All right. More exposed to the baby bull market. When you got a baby bull, isn't that veal? More exposed to the veal market in chemicals. It's also got hands in two of our big, full-grown wild bull markets in agriculture. Did you see deer bust out today? And oil and gas. Schlumberger and Exxon! Ag is only 5% of sales, but it could get better. BASF has been working with Cramer fave Monsanto to develop higher-yielding crops. Do you think, like, if you're at Monsanto, they say, like, at the board meetings, I'd like to start the meeting of Cramer fave Monsanto? No. All right. They have higher-yielding crops with more protection from environmental stress. The genetically modified potato, Mr. Potato Head, they got EU approval, although not as food, was developed by BASF. Of course, we developed Mr. Potato Head. They develop a better potato. Oil and gas is a bigger part of the business. Around 10% of sales. And here BASF has a subsidiary. It's actually an oil and gas exploration company. It's a hidden gem. Reminds me of DuPont before they shot themselves in the foot and got rid of theirs. They're the largest oil producer in Germany. Hey, I know it's not saying much. It's not a lot there. It's not filled with oil, right? Okay, but anyway, they're involved in natural gas trading. They operate pipelines with our friends, buddies, pals in Gazprom. And they've got a company supply agreement with them until 2030. Let's hope the Russians obey it. I know if it was ours, they'd break it. The oil and gas business is crucial because chemical companies use oil and gas to make other products. BASF should be getting killed by higher oil and gas prices. I mean, the pin action off of higher oil and gas is bad everywhere. But owning your own exploration and production company takes care of that problem. Let me give you the bottom line. We like chemicals. We like going to Ludwigshafen. We like BASF, or BF for you home gamers. Why? Because it's a predator. So stay tuned for the prey. Dan in Illinois. Dan.
Windy City booyah, Mr. Cramer.
Oh, man. We don't get enough Chicago booyahs. What's going on there, partner?
Got a question about ICO Corp, ticker ICOC.
Oh, yeah.